The end of the season is finally here. Fuck! Congratulations to the Boston Celtics, your 18th championship. When the world wanted you to lose for a decade, you finally won. Good for you. Enjoy this while you still can, Boston fans, because it's not going to get any easier. Let's cut to the chase. This season broke me as a Hornets fan.
The Heat. I'm not doing this. Fuck this, bro.
Oh, Massey, the Hornets have been bad since the beginning of time. What makes this any different? Because I believed. I actually, reluctantly, bitterly believed. Last season, I had to force myself to believe. Go watch the old videos. Go watch them. Watch my old videos. They were scripted. I'll tell you right now, they were scripted, and you could tell because I had to force myself to react to the Hornets because I didn't believe. Year before that, I didn't believe. We were rebuilding. I believed in some players, but the team, no.
And the year before that,
But this season, I believed. These delusions didn't come out of nowhere, okay? Our head coach, who has been in the league for 13 years, been miserable for 12 of them, came into this season saying that it's a good team. He believed. After the NBA draft, after the Summer League, when everyone was saying Brandon Miller was a horrible pick over Scoot Henderson, I believed. By November, I was still believing. New types of coping you've never seen before, through injuries, through off-the-court issues with Miles Bridges. I was still believing. I believed so much that I went to a game in Orlando. The whole team was healthy and available for the first time, and I got to see it. Everyone was healthy and together for 19 minutes. For 19 minutes in the entire season, they were together, and I got to see it firsthand. For 19 minutes, believing paid off. The rebuild was over for 19 minutes out of this 82-game season. Beautiful basketball was being played. Beautiful. But the 1 through 5 positions, solid. Even the bench was good. But on November 26th, after Banchero clumsily falls on LaMelo Ball's leg, 5 to 10 rows in front of me, LaMelo is slow to get up, can't get up on his own. I stopped believing. I'll tell you the bigger crime, though. The ones who really did not believe. No, not me or the fans, but the players, the veterans, the leaders. There's a myth in sports that success starts from the top. And while that's true to an extent, I mean, the GM and the owner are the ones who make the signings and the trades and the draft picks. Sure. But let's start from the bottom. Do your players even want to win? Most players in the NBA understand it's a business. It's a job. Most players on that second contract are only playing to stay in the NBA. Most players on that first contract are just trying to make it to that second contract. Only like 10% of the players in the NBA actually care about winning. And 100% of them are psychopaths because they care so much, to a fault. This season showed me who really cared. This season showed me who really believed. I'll give you a hint. They're no longer on the team. I gotta give credit to new owners. I really do. Most new owners for an organization, they take like a year or so to evaluate the talent, the personnel, the staff, to really get a feel on who's the loose end, who has to go. This new ownership needed 4 months. 4 months to clean house. To figure out who's really here to win and who's not. And I'm all for it. I could show you 5 games before the trade deadline. 5 games. And you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Unless it was the jersey. They would all play out the same. They would all play out the same. Great effort for 3 quarters. Pick any. But then quit. And won. Stay neck to neck against teams until the last 3 minutes of the first half before they shit the bed. Every game. Try being an owner of a team like that. How much of that could you take? Huh? How much of that could you take? If the NBA was truly scripted, I gotta talk to the writers room about this. Because every game was the same. Let's talk about the people that we traded. All of these guys had something to say about the Hornets when they were gone. Terry Rozier said that losing was in our DNA. That when we lost, it was okay in the locker room compared to Miami with their heat culture. Oh my God, here I go again. Heat culture. Oh my God. Next guy up. PJ Washington couldn't recall the last time we had a 4-game win streak. Oh, and let's not forget that IG Live when he went to NBA Finals. Woo! You know what's a perfect way to celebrate going to NBA Finals? Just shit on the Hornets. Okay. You earned it. Gordon Hayward. He was more than happy to leave to OKC. More than happy. Normally, I don't have issues with former Hornets shitting on the team. I don't. The Malik Monks and Caleb Martins have every right to shit on us. I don't blame it at all. It's noise. It's always been noise. What are you going to do about it? They earned their right. We misused them. Oh well. But for 3 starters, 3 huge chunks of minutes coming out and trashing us? 3 players we have sacrificed resources and moved mountains for? And they're saying this? 3 huge chunks of minutes to make an impact. And you're talking like this? As if it was the organization's fault? No. Love Terry. Love PJ. Love Gordon. But in case you didn't know, you were the leaders. Complain about everything that you want. Complain about everything you want. You made this. Don't go into Subway saying the sandwich sucks when you made the sandwich. That's past. I don't want to talk about them anymore because now we have people here that want to win, that want to be here. Yes, we lost a lot towards the end, but at least I saw effort. At least I saw the will to win. They came up short, but I saw 4 quarters of effort start to finish. Look, and the rest of the season was rough. And I had to once again look forward to the future. And that sucks. That genuinely sucks. Because with any new ownership comes new people in the front office and the coach. And because, they want their people, their claim to fame, saying they hired these people, these players. And the only people that I liked on the Hornets were on the front office and the coaching staff. Honestly, I liked them. A few hiccups, but a lot fewer than the past regime. I liked them. And they'll be sad to go because they would be leaving for things out of their control. Truly. But then this new ownership did something that caught me by surprise. They promoted them. I didn't even consider that was such a thing. But bravo. They were going to help them look for their replacements too. Oh my God, continuity too? That's huge. Oh, that's huge. Let's talk about their replacements now. Jeff Peterson, the new vice president of basketball operations. Wow. Okay. He was formerly the assistant GM of the Brooklyn Nets. He was also the director of scouting for the Atlanta Hawks before becoming the assistant GM for the Hawks as well. I'm not going to front with you. Just like any GM, I don't know much about them. Even after extensive research. This is my research. Yes, he was the assistant GM and scouting director, but we don't know which picks were his. We don't know how much influence he had on the decisions made. So, as the assistant, who knows? But one thing is for sure, despite what his role was, he knows what good management looks like. He was on the Hawks for the Luka for Trae Young trade and the drafting of John Collins. He was on Brooklyn for the KD trade and the Kyrie Irving signing and the draft selection of Cameron Thomas, my favorite up-and-coming hooper, and the Mikal Bridges trade. Like, he's seen it. He's seen it enough. As well as the James Harden arrival and departure too. Many coaches agree that he's also a great manager, including our current head coach. I feel comfortable with this one. Truly, I do. It's a new face. I enjoy it. So far, he's saying the right stuff and doing the right things, which his first move was hiring Charles Lee. I gotta be honest with you, this head coaching search was exhausting. As a fan, I can only imagine how it was being in the front office. The Hornets casted like a wide net, which I like. Don't leave any stone unturned for this coaching search if you want to get it right. They're looking at Sacramento Kings G League coach Lindsey Harding, which I liked. It was really interesting. And then kept getting even more interesting. They're looking at JJ Redick. Oh, okay. What? No, what? Listen, UNC bias aside, and I'm saying a lot of bias aside, I'm trying here. I don't think anybody wants this r/NBA of a head coach to just take over this franchise, this poverty franchise. That would actually send me over the edge. Luckily, they did not hire him. God. It's that they got Charles Lee, the assistant coach for the now champion Boston Celtics. And man, wow, any other fan base, they would be excited for this hire. They would. But when I heard the news, PTSD kicked it. Because, in case you don't know, Hornets lore, 2 years ago, we also hired an assistant coach to a team about to win the NBA championship, the Warriors. And after they won the championship, he said, you know what, screw that. I'll just stay with the Warriors. And left us with our tail between our legs days before the NBA draft. And that's how we got the year. So I heard that news. I started sweating. I could not sleep. But so far, he has been committed. I'm sure they offered the whole truck of money to make sure he doesn't leave. If he did, I wish. I fucking wish he would try and... But seriously, Charles Lee looks promising. His story starts with the Hawks, where he also worked with Jeff Peterson, and where he also worked with our current owner.
It's all connected. Oh my god.
In all seriousness, look at his resume. He comes from the Mike Budenholzer coaching tree. He was with the Hawks when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then he would go to Milwaukee with Mike Budenholzer, where he won a championship as the assistant coach, and then would go to Boston and also win a championship again. So he knows what he's doing. We have some real winning experience in this organization now. I can't wait to see how this group, this regime, tackles the future. So let's talk about the future. I will make a separate video on the off-season and my predictions, but I'll just give you my surface thoughts. Start with the draft. Oh my god, the draft. The Hornets had the bottom 3 record, and also the top 3 highest chances to get the number 1 pick, and they got the number 6 pick. I want to say we got robbed, but Detroit exists after the season they just had, so I don't want to insult them. I let them have it. And anytime you think you have something worse, you just gotta know that someone has it worse. I feel for you, Detroit fans. I really do. This draft is said to be very weak. However, I don't think that's the case. It gives me 2020 vibes where there wasn't a clear, distinct number 1 pick. I think you need to have the proper environment and conditions for this class for them to thrive. I see a couple superstars here and there. But again, the conditions just have to be really right. There isn't no Zion or Wemby. You gotta have your shit right. Like I said, to be honest with you, I think this draft class is fine. They just didn't get as much hype as last year because there was college women's basketball. Great season. It just eclipsed men's basketball. That's all. But speaking on environments for these players to succeed, the Hornets are building it, but I just don't think they have it right now for whoever they pick. So, kind of eerie on that. But I want to point out something, though. This order, what do you see? What? I don't know why I'm going to be showing it, but what do you see? 1 and 2 are our division rivals. Massive divisions don't really matter anymore. They do in the regular season when you face these guys a total to 6 to 8 times. So yes, they do kind of matter. And if I'm Charlotte, I want to get in the mix with them. Tough time to be Atlanta right now, to be honest. I'd feel bad for them because now they're forced to make multiple decisions. Do you keep Trae Young, get rid of Dejounte Murray, and go to war with this number 1 kid? Or do you get rid of both of them, just blow it up, and then build with that number 1 draft pick? Do you get rid of the number 1 draft pick to please your Trae Young and Dejounte Murray? What do you do? If I'm the Hornets, I want to force their hand. Same thing with Washington as well. These guys are trying to upgrade. The NBA is just about upgrading, all right? Every team And their fan base going to each season says, oh my gosh, we upgraded. Oh my gosh, we upgraded. Every team upgrades. It's about how much more did you upgrade than the next guy. If I'm the Hornets, I see this, I want to get in the mix. I want to force their hand and make them gamble. So at least leave an asset from them. I will be hitting up Houston to try and get in the mix. They fumble at number 2 or number 1. I want to be there to collect immediately. Okay, last thing. This thing is going on for a while. Free agency. Right now, all we have is Miles Bridges as our key free agent on our roster. And right now, we kind of go into this bird's right trap. John Hollinger, my favorite writer at The Athletic, coined this phrase because it describes our situation to a T. One rival team that gets a wild hair and falls in love with one of your players can blow up your roster or your salary cap structure in minutes, and you can't do a thing about it. The Hornets are over the salary cap right now, looking at like what, -5-6 million. Letting go of Miles Bridges frees up 30 million. Okay, it's kind of hard to replace Miles Bridges' talent, no matter how much you hate him. It's kind of hard to replace that, but I'd rather get rid of him than overpay and start, getting into salary cap issues, because there's a new CBA. And if you're over the cap, oh my gosh, you're handicapped. You are handicapped. There is no more staying over the cap for so long. There's no more dynasties with this new CBA. And I think free agency dies with this new CBA. I think most deals will be done through trades, no longer free agency. So I say we let him walk for 30 million. Find some suitors, get some trades going on, get some assets in return. Okay, I think I've overstayed my welcome. I got more videos coming out in the summer, all right? To your boy Massey Summer. Thanks for watching all the way through. Make sure you like and subscribe.